Gareth?
Okay, great. I'll go.
Nice, Dave. Nice, Dave. That was good.
Thank you.
Dave.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't.
Okay.
The last time I came on, I wrote a story about a guy from my hometown who killed women, and I can't do those stories because I feel weird as a guy reading.
Well, you're
stories about
sexist.
Well, to that point, I'll get into mine.
This is about men killing women, right?
It's the same story as yours. What are the odds?
Just a different interpretation.
Yeah, totally different take. I do it from the pig angle. So this will be fun. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So ripe for murders. We have Ed Gein, Skin Ottomans, Dahmer, obvious choice.
Skin ottomans?
Yeah.
Did he make
Gein.
actual ottomans?
Well, I don't know.
He
I
made
haven't seen the whole
lamps.
collection.
He made a nipple belt.
Yeah, he made a nipple belt.
You've been
So
making a nipple-
CB2?
I might have taken some creative liberties. As we all know, Stephen Avery. So this is another story. This is about the North Side Strangler, who is actually this is some more good detective work. So in October 10th and 11th, 1986, two sex workers, Deborah Harris, Tanya Miller, were both strangled one day apart. Both bodies found in vacant apartments. Since they were both strangled, sex workers, found in empty apartments, day apart, cops thought there might be a link. So it shows you they're pretty good there.
That's surprising.
Yeah,
actually.
they're not stupid. However, this was before they were collecting DNA, or DNA was shaky, so the murders went unsolved. So then June 20th, 1987, Joyce Ann Mims was found strangled in a vacant apartment by some construction workers in Milwaukee's North Side. She was also believed to be a sex worker, had no criminal record, but George Mule Jones... George Mule Jones...
Do you mean George the Mule?
George the Mule Jones.
Okay.
Now, is this a nickname? Does he have a big hog? Is he...
Well...
Is this a family name?
I have a theory, but we'll get there.
Okay.
You probably know. You know him?
No.
Okay.
Yes, we went to high school together.
Yeah. He's at the Improv a lot.
Wait.
George Mule Jones?
Look at he's so funny. Yeah.
Great. Rides it on a horse?
He's one of
dynamite.
my favorite stand-ups.
So they charged George Mule Jones with the murder because he was friends with Mims from Cleveland, and they were still friends with Mims and his girlfriend, who was simply known as Sugar Baby.
Oh.
Why not Mims? That's the coolest fucking
Yeah,
name
Mims
I've
is pretty
ever
good.
heard.
Yeah.
Well, they're different. Mims was killed.
No.
Okay, no, they are the same, and she should have been called Sugar Baby. I couldn't agree more, Georgia. So Jones had a criminal record because he was actually convicted of murder in Mississippi.
That doesn't mean anything.
You aren't lying. He stabbed a woman and was sentenced to 5 years. With,
You know what? That's
a year
long
a stab, I
time
think. Yeah.
for your first murder.
Yeah, a year a stab, I think, is what
Like
they
your
do
first
there.
murder should be like 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you do it again, well then all right.
No, you're seriously going to piss Georgia off, and then it's going to get fucking ugly
I'm not
up
gonna be
here.
pissed. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna
She's-
flip this fucking table. No, but it'll be fine. I mean, it's fine. I'll
Let me
break
get my
the fucking
beers and my
glasses, but it'll be
iPad.
fine. Okay.
So the woman that he killed was named Shamika Carter. She was killed because she made fun of George Mule Jones' inability to perform sexually.
How about that? That happens a lot with murderers, right? Isn't that one of their things?
they
like
can't
they can't
perform
get it up
sexually,
and then they kill.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Well, that's
I don't do that. If I can't get it up, I just walk away.
Yeah.
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah.
Could you tell your
Like
friends?
shamefully, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna watch Law and Order.
yeah, as long as murder's involved in some way.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch a murder be committed instead of committing my own.
And then I'll be back.
And then I'll be back with ideas.
I might cut your buttocks.
And a new soundtrack. Okay, so he went down for that killing. So then police thought, but there's still killings going on. Oh, and they in his
Wait.
apartment they found a black ski mask and 9 women's shoes in his
I
place.
have that too in my house, though.
Wait,
to be fair.
9 women shoe and a ski mask?
Yeah.
That's actually all I have in my house.
Yeah. 9 is a weird number.
It
too.
is.
That's weird.
For shoes,
well,
yes.
there's unless there was a lady with just one leg.
Not in my
pairs
notes.
of shoes.
Yeah.
So he goes down for these murders.
He goes down for this murder in particular.
Just one.
Yes, this one. Right? But
There's been 3 murders so far.
This is the 3rd murder.
Okay.
Yes. There's more to come.
Oh.
Yeah.
We see your papers in your hand.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, I'm moving fast.
In my story, the bad guy dies.
Okay, Dave, we were there. So the idea of a serial killer was floated out by Bill Vogel, who was the homicide unit in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He told the police as chief that he thought both women that were killed the year before were done by the same man. He entered with a business-like attitude, to, quote, to discuss the matter, and I used the word serial, and I got reamed out, said Vogel.
Get out of here, Vogel, you son of a bitch! I don't want to hear the word cereal again!
I hate
don't
that
care if you're
podcast.
talking about Cheerios!
Season 2 sucks. No. I'm totally kidding. I love that podcast. Oh, Steven,
cut it.
out.
Cut it.
Steven, cut that out.
Cut that. That never
Steven.
happened.
And bolt the doors. You will all unremember. Known as forgetting.
Can we get the steam, whatever the fuck?
Gas.
Are we talking about flash pots?
Gas, steam.
Oh, we're
Here we
gonna
go.
we're gonna knock these people out.
You're damn right we are. Like the Joker
Sorry.
and Batman. So his chief was like, hey man, we don't want people freaking out with the word cereal. Let's just shut up about that. And so
Okay,
they did.
that's the best way to handle a possible
Smart.
serial killer.
That's
Smart.
right.
Just, let's act like it's not happening.
Strangulations kept happening. In 1992, Irene Smith, 25, was found dead. In 1932, we're going back. He was a time jumper. I should point that out. Time had no meaning in this one. The year was 1804 he went to. Started a new life of murdering, he did.
He then killed a dinosaur!
Oh, he sure did. So, basically, more people are dying, more sex workers.
How many more? Are there
We're
lots?
right now at about 5. Karen D. Kilpatrick, 32, was killed in 1994. Irene Smith, 25, was also 1994. Both women were strangled. Both were sex workers. Police still had no way of connecting these crimes, but there was a homicide detective named Steve Spagnola, who was set on finding the person. And in 1995, April 24th, Florence McCormick's body was found in a shitty basement on Locust Street.
It sounds like he's killing ladies whose names start with Mick.
I don't think
fuck.
that tracks in my stuff.
You just fucking solved this case.
I'm putting
Dave
shit
Anthony?
together. The Scottish killer.
Wait, he's Scottish too?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Mick
just.
murderer.
He kills
I'm
Scottish?
fucking throwing out theories. Let's put shit on the board.
Sure. Is there a board? I'm not sure. McCormick's body was found. She was tied up on a sink. Her hair was neat. Fingernails suggested no struggle. Her socks were clean, which I'm not sure what that means, but that was pointed out.
How did they?
That her socks were
Well,
clean.
like she wasn't walking around outside or something?
I guess they
what
make
is-
it sound like that is like how they know she was murdered, but
Vogel's
that just
over there.
makes-
Vogel's over there in the corner just smelling her socks. These are good.
Vogel?
I have never worn clean socks in my life.
That's what I was thinking.
What does that
If someone
mean?
buys me with clean socks, something's fucking wrong.
But like that means
You know
that
what I mean?
when we die, people will be like, "It's a murder! Their socks are filthy."
No.
Which is just going to
What
mean
is-
that I was wearing
Yeah.
socks.
What does a filthy sock mean?
Don't know. Look. That's for you guys. That's for you guys. I'm merely a shepherd
Oh,
of this.
by the way, we didn't. There's some take-home stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's under your seats.
All right.
Okay, so Spagnola didn't think that there was no sexual activity. There was no semen on the body. There was no semen around the body, which he thought was possible because sometimes the killer may masturbate near the body, which happens because guys are just normal things, and that's a normal thing to do.
Yeah, it
Her body was posed. It was bound. But they thought there was some level of comfortability between the two because it seemed like there was little struggle for this. So they thought that like he was like, hey, let me bind you and we'll
Kill
be
you.
kinky. And no, I don't think he threw that part out there.
Oh.
That'd be a tell. 1995, 2 months after the murder, McCormick Sheila Ferrier was discovered 6 blocks away in Titonia. Also a sex worker, also in an empty apartment, this time strangled by her own brassiere. Posed, crack pipes, pipe cleaners, just a lot of crack, a good scene.
So it's a crack house.
It's an empty apartment where crack was smoked.
But pipe cleaners, like for crafts?
For crack.
For crack.
Not crack. No one's doing crafts.
People are doing crack, which can lead to crafts, but I don't believe that was the direct implication, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's like
There were vision boards everywhere. I'm glad we could do this.
At this point, there's like 7 dead women, all found in abandoned apartments, and they're like strangled, and they're like, I don't see a connection.
Cops are like, man, something's going on, huh? You hungry? Just get lunch.
You know what? I would say this was the same killer, but the socks are different.
Yeah. Look, these socks are filthy. Then they actually finally got a DNA sample. They didn't really know for who, but on August 30th, 1995, there was the body of a 16-year-old runaway named Jessica Payne, who was found with her throat slit. How was she found? It's a really cool story. A real meet cute. What happened was on August 30th, the two young boys went to an abandoned mattress that they normally used as a makeshift trampoline.
Normal.
However, a normal, just kid stuff.
That's just boys jumping.
Go find a
You
mattress.
gotta play with garbage.
Yeah, go.
As a kid?
Yeah.
Go jump
Got
out a
to.
little refuse, you scamps. But this day they weren't getting a bunch of bounce like normal. And the reason was because Jessica Payne's body was underneath it. As I said, this time there was appearance of sexual activity.
Those boys are fine now.
The boys are fine.
Yeah, they
Like,
got
I
over
sleep in mattresses.
I will sleep on the floor tonight.
You gonna sleep standing up again, Kyle? Yeah, I think so. I sleep better standing up, Dad.
I can only sleep if you lay under the mattress.
So there was semen present. They had some DNA. They still couldn't connect it to anybody, but they thought that this might be related. A guy named Richard Gwynn was in jail. He started implicating himself in two others. This guy Sam Hadaway, Chot Oat, sure. Gwynn told police he was driving. He was in the car with Hadaway, Ott, and Jessica Payne. He parked in front of an abandoned residence where they remained in his vehicle, conversing, listening to the radio, drinking alcohol, and smoking marijuana. Just fun car games. And Gwynn said at some point Hadaway, Ott, and Payne exited the vehicle, walked to an alley, and then Hadaway returned to the car, followed by Ott 5 minutes later. When Gwynn asked about Payne's whereabouts, Hadaway said that they had to rob Payne, but her pockets were empty, so Ott just cut her throat.
That happens. That's like a thing.
Hadaway confirmed Gwynn's story, providing further detail about the murder and that Ott cut Payne's throat. Hadaway described a situation, and when he searched for her pockets, he found nothing, so he pushed her down on the mattress, pulled down her pants, pulled up her shirt, and tried to force her way in. But Hadaway said he didn't actually see that because he turned away, but when he turned back around, he heard choking and gagging to see that Payne's throat was cut and that blood was gushing out. Yes. David?
What the? I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're just reacting like a human. I get it.
Fucking.
As you should.
Just bumming, you know, that's what we do.
Just bumming.
Bumming out.
Again, my guy died, but
So, 1995, the police found a search warrant for Ott's home. They found 2 box cutters and a knife among his possession. That was really all the evidence that they had, but Ott was sentenced to life in prison with parole available in 50 years. The main evidence in the trial was the 2 box cutters. The police...
but that sounds nothing like the other ones.
Weird, right?
Scared.
So, DNA evidence started being used in 1990. Wisconsin fully came around to 2015 to really collecting DNA from every violent criminal.
What?
1990s, where most places started collecting a database of violent criminals. Wisconsin finished it in 2015.
So just a mere 25 years.
Yes, just a mere difference. Is that an issue for you?
Yeah.
It's for a lot of us, yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. So, now the police felt that they had DNA that they had found at that scene. So they now had DNA from a number of women. They had DNA from the woman in 1986, 2 in 95, 1 in 97, and the latest, there were no more murders until April 27th, 2007.
Okay.
When Quithrine Stokes, 28, was found strangled by city inspectors after they were going to inspect a vacant boarded-up residence. They found DNA at this scene, and now police had the DNA from the 2 women in 86, 97, all that, 2007, and it all matched to one person. But the police couldn't figure out who it was. Since the DNA matched nothing in their databases, they knew they were dealing with someone that had never been convicted of a violent crime before, which is curious. So, 2 detectives of the Milwaukee Department Homicide Unit re-examined the DNA linked to the suspect, and they believe they found him. So on September 7th, 2009, Walter E. Ellis of Milwaukee was arrested at noon at a hotel by a swarm of police officers. Ellis was booked on a temporary felony warrant, was being questioned by the police. They took a DNA sample from his place off his toothbrush, and they had a match. He was even matched for the 2 murders that men were already serving sentences for.
Oops.
Ooh,
So,
Awkward.
here's what's crazy awkward.
not good.
They should have had his DNA because it wasn't from a lack of opportunities. He was convicted of a shitload of crimes. 1978, felony burglary. 79, drug charges. 80, robbery. 81, controlled substance. 81, again, possession with intent to distribute. 85, soliciting and beating up 2 sex workers. 87, retail theft. 92, release for good behavior. 92, back in for violating that good behavior. 94, stabbing his girlfriend with a screwdriver.
Been there.
Not the drink. 95, battery for choking his girlfriend. 97, resisting arrest. 98, reckless injury. So he had a track record.
But hold on, when would they have gotten any DNA?
Well, because they still collected DNA. They just didn't collect it from every violent criminal. Are you having fun with me?
Yep.
You bastard.
Yeah.
So, the DNA was never asked for. But in 2001, police discovered that they actually had gotten his DNA.
What?
Or at least they had at one point. There was an issue. His DNA matched nothing in their system, and they know that one of 2 things happened. A, Ellis convinced his cellmate to submit the DNA for him.
Come on.
Or B, it was lost in transfer to the Oshkosh Police Department, who said they never received it.
Guess
Wait a
which
second.
one it
Is Oshkosh where Stephen Avery?
Yep.
Oh,
Is that also where they make the overalls?
Yes, it's famous for 2 things now, which is cool.
Okay.
what? Same.
I'm not sure
it's
which
the
is a
same-
bigger
That
crime.
same police department.
Same police department.
This is the same fucking police
Well,
department.
it's the same. It's like
Yeah.
the same region. Very.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
they share a Walmart. It's real.
Fuck.
So had they done this in the 90s, like
You
most
mean,
places,
had they
they
done
would have
police
stopped.
work?
Yeah, they would have stopped 5 to 7 murders. They would have stopped 1 if they'd done it in 2001 when it was totally expected of them. So in 2008, an appeals court overturned Ott's conviction, the guy who they said cut the mattress murderer. They had a new trial with new DNA evidence. 2009, they announced they would not seek a new trial. Ott was freed. He served 13 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit. George Mule Jones died in prison April 30th, 2012, but it is not too sad because he was also a previous murderer. He just didn't do the one we talked about. Ellis was found...
Okay, good.
Am I doing good?
Yeah.
Ellis was found guilty of 7 murders in total, but he was thought to have been guilty of 9. He was sentenced to 7 life sentences in 2011, and here's the fucker.
He's out.
That's
He
enough.
died in 2013. So he served 2 years. These murders went from 1986 to 2007, and he was in for less than 2 years.
How old was he?
He was like in his 50s.
Tell me he died painfully, like he got shanked.
Hospital. He was in a
I
hospital.
want to point out that, though, even if they had had his DNA and put it through, they would have... Putting it through CODIS and actually checking that
Doesn't
DNA, as
mean-
we know that, like from the rape kits that are not
Right.
tested, that
Right.
doesn't mean he would have been caught. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, they should have, if they had tested it and had his DNA, everything would have been fine. Like, that's not the fucking case. So it's
Yeah.
not like, oh,
But
man,
they
I
could
missed it.
have.
It's
But
not.
they could have, started testing
Well, yeah. Who
in
knows
that
what could have
crazy
happened?
25-year
well,
window.
he was
But it's
also
not a-
known as a
there's no
fucking
period.
lunatic. Like they, like
Everyone's
he-
like, this guy, how about
yeah,
this guy?
everyone was like, he's crazy. He lives like
Yeah.
he lives right around every one of these
But
murders.
let's not all assume that that these systems that they have in place to catch people are like the end all be all. Like it takes a lot
Right,
more than
yeah.
that, and so like it doesn't mean that wouldn't like these 7 women wouldn't have been killed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sorry to be a bummer, but it's true.
Between 1986 and 2007, 42 prostitutes were killed in Milwaukee. Only 31% of those cases have been solved. And they're great there.
Shit.
We're
Yeah.
going,
Again,
and we'll be
again.
there in April.
Yeah.
See you
Yeah.
guys there.
Again, mine wrapped up super nice.
I mean, well, first of all, it's always hard to go last.
Yeah.
It's always hard to go last.
Yeah.
But then also, that was fucking rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
No, yes, great job.
Yes, thank you.
Great
That's the
job.
Northside Strangler.
That's fucked up.
How do you feel about it?
Terrible. I really am like so shocked at how little they give a fuck. When you really find out how it's like politics, but when you find out that they're really just worried about what people think over actually
Yeah.
doing good, you're like, we're just fucked.
Well, that's something we run across in the dollop all the time.
Have
is
we?
How much the FBI fucks up. Can I end with something? Just
Always.
a personal story?
Please.
So, my uncle, I lived in California. I grew up in Marin County. A little bit better than Petaluma. But
I don't know if that.
but my uncle was a huge drug dealer.
That's way better than Petaluma.
Yeah.
And at one point the law was like getting down on him, so he decided to move to Florida to get out of California because it was the local cops. And we went to this big going away party, and he opened up a suitcase that was full of just fucking cash. And I was like 12, and I was like, that's cool. And then he left. And then all of his friends, the people that I had met at parties at his house, about 10 of them showed up in trunks all around Marin County.
Dead body trunks?
One after the other.
Like chilling in, like.
John's dead in a trunk. Marty's dead in a trunk. Larry's dead in a trunk. Yeah,
Larry
all
died?
of his friends got killed.
And you're saying that's the FBI?
Yes!
That's insane.
Oh, it wasn't the gang drug dealer members that they were hanging out with. It couldn't have been them.
Or natural causes and just a weird burial. Good Lord, there's theories, sir.
If you're gonna take a nap in a trunk, it's on you.
That's right. It's suicide by suffocation.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that they lived in trunks.
Well, that's a huge detail.
You guys, will you please help us thank Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds?
Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it
Thank
so
you
much.
guys
Thank you
so
all for
much.
coming here. This has been an amazing night. Hey, you guys, stay sexy.
And don't get murdered!
Don't get